Welcome to my channel. In the world of coin collecting, it's often the rare, the old, and the unique that capture the imagination. But once in a while, a seemingly ordinary coin, a coin you might overlook in your pocket change, has a story worth telling. Today, we journey back to the mid-1990s, to a time when the internet was just gaining traction, pagers still buzzed on belts, and people were still writing checks at the grocery store. It's 1995, and in the bustling U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, a $quarter coin was struck, bearing the image of one of America's most beloved presidents. A coin that, at the time, seemed completely ordinary. Just another 25 cents. But this particular quarter, minted in Philadelphia and carrying the humble P mint mark, would eventually find its way into collectors' hearts and command a price far beyond its face value. To understand how that happened, we have to look deeper into the coin's roots. Let's peel back the layers of time, context, and numismatic detail to uncover the fascinating journey of the 1995 $quarter with the Roosevelt mint mark P. Let's clear something up right away. The 1995 $quarter actually features George Washington on the obverse, not Roosevelt. So what gives? Why is this coin often referred to in some circles as having a Roosevelt mint mark or mistaken for a Roosevelt quarter? The answer lies in the confusion between the dime and the quarter designs, and in how coins are categorized or searched online. But here's the interesting twist: while Roosevelt's face isn't on this quarter, the 1995 quarter from the Philadelphia Mint still holds remarkable value and significance in the coin world, especially among error coin enthusiasts and those interested in transitional pieces. This tiny letter, P, is what ties the coin to the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most prolific mints in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint has been striking coins since 1792, and by the 1990s, it was churning out hundreds of millions of coins per year. In fact, in 1995 alone, the Philadelphia Mint produced over $1.1 billion $quarter. That sheer volume would make most collectors assume there's nothing special about a 1995 P quarter. But as with many things in life, and in numismatics, rarity isn't just about how many were made. It's about how many survived in exceptional condition, and whether any unique characteristics set certain coins apart, and that brings us to the concept of condition. Most quarters you'll find in circulation are scratched, worn down, and dulled by years of use. But a 1995 P quarter in pristine condition, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, are relatively scarce. MS, meaning mint state, refers to coins that have never been circulated and retain their original luster. An MS-65 coin will show only minor contact marks and will shine with much of its original mint brilliance. Fewer coins survive in this condition than you might think. The reason? Quarters are workhorse coins. They're used constantly, clinked into vending machines, dropped into parking meters, and handed over in change without a second thought. But the truly fascinating part of the 1995 P quarter story lies not just in condition, but in a series of peculiarities that have driven collectors wild. Some of these coins show what is known as die doubling on the obverse, a form of doubling that occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between strikes. This can result in visible doubling of letters or numbers, especially on the word liberty or the date. Collectors prize such coins for their oddity and rarity, and they often fetch a much higher price than their plain, standard counterparts. In the case of the 1995 P quarter, certain high-grade specimens with die doubling or other rare characteristics have sold for astounding prices. One such coin, in near-perfect MS-67 condition with a strong strike and minimal blemishes, sold at auction for $122. That's 488 times its face value. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand and realizing it's worth over $100, and so, we arrive at the present. A humble 1995 P quarter that might be overlooked by most can, in the right condition or with the right characteristics, command prices as high as $122. It's a testament to the rich, complex world of coin collecting, where patience, knowledge, and a little bit of luck can turn loose change into a prized possession. So next time you receive a quarter in change, don't be so quick to toss it in a jar. Take a closer look. Check the date. Look for the mint mark. Inspect the details. You never know, you just might be holding a piece of numismatic gold. The 1995 P quarter is more than a coin. It's a mystery, a treasure hunt, and a window into America's past, all wrapped into a single, shining disc. And for those of you who think coin collecting is just a dusty old hobby, think again. Coins like this are proof that stories hide in the most unexpected places, sometimes right in the palm of your hand. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, let this be your reminder: every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than 25 cents. It was the year 1993. The world was changing fast. Windows 3.1 was turning heads in offices, Jurassic Park roared its way into movie history, and a young Michael Jordan was shocking the sports world with his first retirement. Amid all these headlines, something far less dramatic, yet quietly significant, was happening at the United States Mint. A small, ordinary-looking $quarter, one you might have flipped into a vending machine or tossed into a coin jar, was being struck. That quarter bore the familiar face of George Washington. At first glance, it looked just like any other pocket change. But one tiny detail made it special: a subtle P mark, just to the right of Washington's ponytail, just above the date, 1993. To most people, it meant nothing. Just another coin. Just another quarter. 25 cents. But as time moved forward and coin collectors began to examine the coin with more curiosity, something interesting began to emerge. It wasn't just the year or the mint mark. It was a combination of its condition, rarity in certain varieties, and an almost accidental beauty that would make some of these coins, yes, the 1993 P $quarter, worth far more than face value. Now, why is the mint mark important? Well, the U.S. Mint has several facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point, among others. Philadelphia is one of the oldest and most prolific. Its coins carry a tiny P mint mark, except for some earlier years when it was left off entirely. But by 1980, the P was standard on coins like quarters. The 1993 P quarter, then, tells us this coin was struck in Philadelphia, and roughly 639 million of them were made. 639 million. That's a big number. So how could any 1993 P quarter possibly be valuable? That's the heart of this story. You see, in the world of numismatics, the study and collecting of coins, value often hinges on three things: rarity, condition, and demand. Let's take these one by one, through the lens of our 1993 P quarter. In those high grades, the 1993 P quarter becomes significantly rarer. The grading scale, created by the Sheldon system, runs from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS 70 is theoretically perfect. Coins in MS 66 or above are already considered superb. Very few 1993 P quarters survive in such condition. Fewer still are slabbed by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, and when rarity meets condition, something else happens: demand. Collectors are always searching for that perfect addition to their set. Maybe someone's building a full registry set of Washington quarters from 1932 to the present. They don't just want any 1993 P. They want the best 1993 P. They want the top-graded specimen available. And that drives prices up. Now, these aren't official varieties listed in major guides, but that only adds to the mystique. Collectors love a challenge, and hunting down a coin with a known variety that isn't yet famous can be like finding a hidden treasure. But even without rare varieties, the 1993 P quarter has some surprisingly valuable examples. In 2023, for instance, one specimen graded MS 67 Plus by PCGS sold for over $100 at auction. Another sold for $128, not because it had an error or a variety, but simply because it was nearly perfect. And here's the twist: that coin didn't start out special. It wasn't hand-selected or specially minted. It wasn't part of a collector's edition. It was just a regular quarter from 1993, struck in Philadelphia, with the P mint mark. It could have ended up in someone's change after buying a coffee. But somehow, it survived. It avoided the wear and tear of circulation. It sat in a roll, or maybe was pulled aside by a careful eye, and it stayed untouched long enough to become valuable. That's the magic of coin collecting. Every coin has the potential to be something more. Every quarter could be that $128 quarter, if it's in the right condition, at the right time, and seen by the right collector. It's not just about the monetary value. It's about completing a perfect set. It's about the thrill of owning something rare. And, of course, it's about the story, a coin born in the routine rhythm of the Philadelphia Mint in 1993, now decades old, still gleaming as if it just came off the press. For those watching this video, you might be thinking, could you have one of these quarters? Could there be a 1993 P hiding in your collection, in your drawer, or in your old coin jar? The answer is yes. And that's what makes this hobby so exciting. Coin collecting is a journey through history, design, economics, and chance. The 1993 P quarter is just one chapter, but what a chapter it is. It reminds us that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary stories. That a coin passed from hand to hand could one day become a prized artifact. That value isn't just in gold or silver, but in scarcity, condition, and the eyes of those who seek it. So next time you find a quarter from 1993, take a moment. Look closely. You might just be holding a piece of numismatic history, and as for that $128 value? It's real. It happened. It could happen again. Maybe even to you. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.